Hey everybody, NecroVMX here, and I'm playing Morrowind. So, what was I, going to Hlormarin? Or, not Hlormarin. Halamayan, that's where I was going. Yeah, Halamayan. Let's do that. Oh, okay, so, what's the town I'm supposed to go to? Ebonheart. Well, that's close by. Let me use Divine Intervention and Realm City. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'm going to wind up in Vivek. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Lost... For a second there, I lost focus on the window. That was weird. Alright, So I gotta go to Ebonheart. Let's do that. Tell them I want to go fishing, and we're gonna meet up with the dissident priests and find out what the lost prophecies are all about. So let's do that. I forget where I set my mark. I want to think that it was at the fucking hell. The Redoran Canton this time that happened. I want to think it was at the Ahamusa camp, but I guess I have no... Or Urshalaku, or... Yeah, Urshalaku. Could be wrong about that, though. Alright, let me, Oh, I didn't mean to equip that. Shit. Water walking. Well, I fell in the water. That's okay, because I'm going to the boat anyway. Just right there. I just hate how often you fall through the floor. I mean, I would have thought with all the mods and shit that would have been fixed, but I guess I don't have the right ones, or I don't fucking know. So we're going to Ebonheart, and we gotta talk to, I believe it's not, no, it would be this chick here. Yes, I'm Blata Hateria. Do I know you? Right, you're Jareth. My friend, you might want to go fishing. I know a fine place. Excellent fishing, my friend. Mira Milo says it's her favorite fishing spot. You ready to go? Yes. Good. I'm ready to take you to Halamayan anytime you're ready to travel. And I'll be here to offer that service anytime you need it. Well, let's travel over there. The Azores Coast region. Let's talk to her. Where am I on the... Okay, so it's right around there. I'm Vivrana Aryan, a monk of Halamayan. The monastery is here in this island. Take the stone pathways north from the docks and the path uphill. The entrance is hidden by a magical shield. Wait or rest at the head of the path, and a portal will open at dusk and dawn only. The magical twilight hour sacred to Azura. Mira Milo has told us of your coming. Oh, I bet. You can find her in the library with Master Borello. Later I can arrange for your return to Vivek whenever you are ready. Alright, so we're gonna skadoodly-dood up here. Nobody's watching you. I'm jumping away from you. So basically, it's one of those doors that opens at dusk and dawn. So 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Is this it here? Or let's see, what time is it? 12. So let's rest for 6 hours. And it should be opening. Nope, I hit the wrong thing. Oh, it's opening. Okay, get rid of this outlet. Alright, cool. Halamayan Monastery. Oh, okay.
I will listen out now.
Guess I gotta find them. Oh, here she is.
What do you want?
Thank you, Jareth, for rescuing me. Now I'll stay here at the Halamayan with Master Borello and assist him with the monastery's library. Alright. I guess we gotta talk to him.
Yes, Outlander. What may I
How can I help you? Let's ask about Dagoth Ur. So long as the Ordinators, Bullion Armigers, and Tribunal could contain the Blight and Dagoth Ur's creatures within the Ghost Fence, faith in the Temple's protective power was strong. But now travelers and settlements suffer from blight storms and marauding monsters, and the people fear the Temple is losing its ages-old battle with the devil Dagoth Ur. Ask about the dissident priests. A significant part of the temple hierarchy might be more inclined to accept and tolerate differences of opinions and dogma, but other parts of the temple, in particular the Ordinators and Beryl Sala, claim that the threat from Red Mountain and Dagoth-Ur can only be resisted with a unified, resolute faith. The people are afraid, so they support the hard line. But if we can show ourselves able to confront Dagoth-Ur more effectively than the Ordinators, the temple and the people will support us. Well, let's go with the Lost Prophecies. I have reviewed the Apocrypha, and have found 2 passages of particular interest. We've made copies of these passages to give you. Many are familiar with the 2 Nerevarine prophecies current among the Ashlanders called the Stranger and the 7 Vision. We have 2 other prophecies, the Lost Prophecy and the 7 Curses, that may offer additional insights into the riddles surrounding the coming of the Incarnate. Perhaps these are the Lost Prophecies that your friend Nabani Mesa told you about. We have also prepared a document for you called Kagranok's Tools. This document will explain to you and to others the terrible secret that the Temple conceals about the true history of the Tribunal and the corrupt nature of their divine powers. It is to conceal the secret that the Temple persecutes the Nerevarine and the dissident priests. This persecution must stop. We must be united against the true enemy Dagoth-Ur. And if you are the Nerevarine, you must lead us against him. Let's ask about the Apocrypha. The Hieroglypha are the collected priestly writings of the Temple. The Apocrypha are the hidden writings. Secrets known only at the highest level of priesthood and inquisition. Defying the Temple, we have gathered as much of the Apocrypha as we can here in Halamayan. One of the chief disputes between the Temple and the dissident priests is the Temple hides the truth from its followers. Alright, we're going to ask about Nerevar. By the way, here are a few books from our library you might find of interest. Each gives a very different impression of Nerevar. Let's about the Nerevarine. Our interest in the Nerevarine used to be a matter of principle, a willingness to consider the validity of mystical insights rejected by Temple doctrine. Now Dagoth-Ur grows stronger while the Tribunal grows weaker, and the return of Saint Nerevar, even if only reborn in spirit, may be our best prospect of salvation. Ask about the 6th house. This is a new threat, and not yet widely recognized as another face of the devil Dagoth-Ur. But it is clearly a sign of coming crisis, and the Temple may no longer be able to protect Morrowind. In such troubled times, the Dunmer may turn to ancient pillars of faith, the Ancestors and the Daedra, and especially to the prophetic visions granted by Lord Azura. Then they may look to the Nerevarine, Saint Nerevar Reborn, to lead them against the grim armies of Dagoth-Ur. Let's ask about the Lost Prophecy. From 7th sign of 11th generation, neither Hound nor Gwar, nor Seed nor Harrow, but Dragonborn and far star-marked, Outlander incarnate beneath Red Mountain. Blessed guess counters 7 curses. Star-blessed hand wields thrice-cursed blade to reap the harvest of the unmourned house. I have annotated your copy of the Lost Prophecy with our best efforts at interpretation, but a rough summary might be: an outlander, foreign-born but welcomed as a guest, confronts 7 curses beneath Red Mountain. His hand, blessed by Azura, uses a cursed blade to bring justice to House Dagoth, or House Dwemer, or both. The Nerevarine, an outlander, that wouldn't please many Ashlanders, and may explain how the prophecy got lost. Right, let's ask about the 7 curses. The 7 curses reads as follows. Through the doors of the unmourned house, where scoffers scoff and schemers scheme, from the halls of the oath-breaking house, ring 7 curses of gods blasphemed. First curse, curse of fire. Second curse, curse of ash. Third curse, curse of flesh. Fourth curse, curse of ghosts. Fifth curse, curse of seed. Sixth curse, curse of despair. Seventh curse, curse of dreams. Your copy of the 7 curses bears our guesses at interpreting the verses. In short form, 7 curses come from House Dagoth or House Dwemer or both. Fire and ash come from Red Mountain. Flesh is Corpus. Ghosts, seed, and despair are unclear, but Curse of Dreams seems to refer to recent cases of soul sickness and sleeper attacks in the towns. Okay, so that's pretty much all we need to talk to him about, really. Let's talk to Miramilo. Just see if she has anything to add on any of this stuff. Why does the temple persecute the dissident priests? Because attacks on the temple weaken the faith, and leave the people defenseless against the influence of Dagoth-Ur. Faith is what strengthens the will of the believer against Dagoth-Ur's lies. Faith is the source of the divine power that sustains the tribunal in their battle with Dagoth-Ur. Since the Empire, some Dunmer have turned away from the temple. That's why Dagoth-Ur grows stronger, why blight storms and monsters threaten the land. And let's talk about persecution of the Nerevarine. I guess I've already talked to her about that. Okay, so really, that's all we need right here for now. Let's check out those books about Nerevar that he gave me. This first one's Nerevar, Moon and Star. I don't normally actually read the books, but these are important to the plot. Nerevar, Moon and Star. This is a selection from a series of monographs by various imperial scholars on Ashlander legends. In ancient days, the Deep Elves and a great host of outlanders from the west came to steal the land of the Dunmer. In that time, Nerevar was the great Khan and war leader of the House People. That would be the Chimer. But he honored the ancient spirits and the tribal law and became as one of us. So when Nerevar pledged upon his great ring of the ancestors, one clan under Moon and Star, to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land, all the tribes joined the House People to fight a great battle at Red Mountain. Though many Dunmer tribesmen and housemen died at Red Mountain, the Dwemer were defeated and their evil magics destroyed, and the outlanders driven from the land. But after this great victory, the power-hungry Khans of the great houses slew Nerevar in secret, and setting themselves up as gods, neglected Nerevar's promises to the tribes. But it is said that Nerevar will come again with his ring, and cast down the false gods, and by the power of his ring will make good his promises to the tribes, to honor the spirits and drive the outsiders from the land. So that's one kind of take on Nerevar. Here is the real Nerevar. Didn't he give me 3 books on Nerevar? Lunar Lorcan? No. I thought there were 3. The Art of War Magic has nothing to do with it. Well, let's read the real Nerevar. The real Nerevar. This Telvanni retainer's informal history of Nerevar lists no sources. When the Dunmer followed Veloth to Morrowind, they were many warring clans with no law or leader in common. One Dunmer warlord, Nerevar, had the ambition to rule all the Dunmer. In that time, House Dwemer were great enchanters, so Nerevar went in secret to a Dwemer smith and asked for an enchanted ring that would help him. The ring gave its wearer great powers of persuasion. For safety, it was enchanted to instantly kill anyone who wore it except Nerevar. The ring was called Moon and Star, and it helped Nerevar unite the various clans into the First Council. Later, however, disputes over the religion divided the council, with House Dwemer and House Dagoth at one side and all the other houses on the other. Dwemer and Dagoth invited Orc and Nord clans as allies and held northwest Morrowind, while Nerevar mustered the other houses and nomad tribes and marched to meet the Dwemer-Dagoth Westerner forces. The armies met at Red Mountain, a Dwemer stronghold. The Dwemer were defeated, with great slaughter and terrible sorceries were used, resulting in the utter extermination of House Dwemer, House Dagoth, and their allies. Nerevar was killed in the battle and his ring lost, but Nerevar's alliance survives in Morrowind's ruling political institution, the Grand Council. So it's sort of a different take on what happened. I thought he gave me 3 books? There it is. Okay. This just says several books. I thought there were 3 for some reason. We should check out Cogranok. Let me see. Cogranok's Tools is important, but let me just Saint Nerevar. It's just a scroll. From a short temple pamphlet for Western readers. Ages ago, Nerevar was the greatest Dunmer general, first counselor, and companion of Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil, who, with the power of the great ring of the ancestors, one clan under Moon and Star, united the Dunmer houses to confront the evil Dwemer, the treacherous House Dagoth, and their western allies at Red Mountain. By providence, the faithless Dwemer were utterly destroyed, and their allies defeated. But Nerevar, mortally wounded in combat with the traitor Dagoth was driven from Red Mountain. Nerevar died not long after of his wounds, but he lived to see the birth of the temple and to bless the unity of the Dunmer into safekeeping of Almsifi, the temple, and all of its communion of saints. So that's sort of a more sanitized version of it. Let's see. Mission to Vivek. I got that. Alright. Cogranok's Tools. Summarized from the Apocrypha by Gilvis Barello, abbot of Halamayan, and various of the dissident priests. Beneath Red Mountain, Dwemer miners discovered a great magical stone. By diverse methods, Lord Cogranok, high priest and mage-crafter of the ancient Dwemer, determined that this magical stone was the heart of the god Lorcan, cast here in the Dawn era as punishment for his mischief in creating the mortal world. Determined to use its divine powers to create a new god for the exclusive benefit of the Dwemer, Cogranok forged 3 great enchanted artifacts, which are called Cogranok's Tools. Wraithguard is an enchanted gauntlet to protect its wearer from destruction while entrapping the heart's power. Sundar is an enchanted hammer to strike the heart and produce the exact volume and quality of power desired. Keying is an enchanted blade that is used to flay and focus the power that rises from the heart. So some very important things that are mentioned there. There's the 7 visions. But, okay, this is the 7 visions. The 7 visions of 7 trials of the incarnate. So this is basically things that we have to do. Or some of them we have done. These are the words of the prophecy called 7 visions of 7 trials of the incarnate. I wrote them down as she spoke them to me. 7 trials. What he put his hands to, that shall be done. What is left undone, that shall be done. First trial. On a certain day to uncertain parents, incarnate, moon, and star reborn. So just by being born, we fulfilled that one. Second trial. Neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. Okay, so that one we've already done because we got the corpus disease, and we still technically have it, but we don't have any of the symptoms, and now we are completely immune to all diseases, including the blight. So that one's been fulfilled. Third trial. In caverns dark, Azra's eye sees, and makes to shine the moon and star. That's something we're going to have to find Nerevar's ring, so that's something we're going to have to work on. Fourth trial. A stranger's voice unites the houses. 3 halls call him Hortator. That's where we're actually going to have to get the Telvanni, the Redoran, and the Halalu to actually band together and agree that Dagothar is a threat. Fifth trial. A stranger's hand unites the Velothi. 4 tribes call him Nerevarine. That's basically the same thing, only we'll have to unite the 4 Ashlander tribes. The Ahamusa, the Zainab, the Erebinimsum, and the Ursulaku will all have to recognize me. So that's one thing I'm going to have to work on. Sixth trial. He honors blood of the tribe unmourned. He eats their sin and is reborn. That one is kind of up to interpretation. Seventh trial. His mercy frees the cursed false gods. Binds the broken, redeems the mad. Well, that is defeating Dagothar. That's the end of it. One destiny. He speaks the law for Veloth's people. He speaks for their land and names them great. So that kind of gives you a little hint at what's to come. This is the stranger. These are the words of the prophecy called the stranger. I wrote them down as she spoke them to me. When earth is sundered and skies choke black and sleepers serve as 7 curses, to the hearth there comes a stranger, journeyed far neath moon and star. Though stark born to sire uncertain, his aspect marks his certain fate. Wicked stalk him, righteous curse him, prophets speak, but all deny. Many trials make manifest the stranger's fate, the curse is banned. A bane. Many touchstones try the stranger, many fall, but one remains. So that's essentially saying that the Nerevarine may actually be an Outlander, which, even if he plays a Dunmer, you're still considered an Outlander because you weren't born in Morrowind. And 7 curses. Okay, so this is the same interpretation of the whole thing, Curse of Fire and all that. Lines 1 through 3, that's fire, ash, and flesh. Ambiguous. May refer to the impiety of the god-mocking House Dwemer, or the treacherous diplomacy of the subtle House Dagoth, or both. House Dagoth, however, was reviled as oath-breaking for its treachery at Red Mountain. It may, however, refer to the unspecified broken oaths of peace between Lord Nerevar and Lord Dumak, founders of the Grand Council. Nerevar and Dumak were loyal friends until the disagreements between the Dwemer and the other great houses broke out in open conflict. The Dwemer were the mockers and profaners of the divine. The curses of fire and ash would come from Red Mountain, where Dagothar rules. These were the earliest reported threats from Red Mountain. Curse of flesh suggests blight diseases, especially corpus. The fire and ash storms preceded the threats of blight and corpus. Obscure may refer to as yet unrecognized threats from Dagothar. Recent reports of soul sickness and disturbed dreams come from townsfolk and Ashlanders alike. That the 7th and final curse has begun suggests the threat presented is about to reach a crisis. All right, so let's. I hope I had my marks set at the. Oh, wrong buttons here. At the camp here. Oh no, I'm here. All right, that sucks. All right. Well, rest here. Journals. You wake. You hear something and sense the presence of another nearby. One of these. Okay, that's fine. Do it again. That only really happens when you sleep in. Cities, certain cities especially. Just realize that, especially since Caius is not here, this place is pretty much mine. As well open this chest and see what we got in there. Really? Really? There we go. Imperial shirt. That's some money. Or pestle. Alright, nothing really too special. He's got some moon sugar. I told you he's a druggie. Alright, let's make my way back to the Ahamusa camp. Was it Ahamusa? Or no, it was Urshalaku. So we're going to go to the Silt Strait. We're going to do that whole trip, I guess, up to... You know what? It would make sense to go to Kuhl because it's so close by. Kuhl is serviced by boat, so what I'll do is I'll head to Vivek and grab a boat. And we'll go up to Kuhl and then it'll be quick. I should have set a mark there, but I forgot to, I guess.
Where would you like to go?
So we'll take the Silt Strait here to Vivek, and then we'll go down this way. Okay, so we're going to go to La Ode.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Where are you? Then we're going to go to Narmak. Then we're going to go to Kuhl.
I'm waiting.
Let's make it daytime so I can actually see. Alright, so yeah, I mean, because the camp is... I mean, I have to go past a Daedric rune, but... I spoke to Soul's theme. Until the next one, ha ha ha. Dirk, dirk, dirk. Let me water walk here. So I don't get wrecked by fucking... I know this episode here, this of the Let's Play was mostly fucking reading, but we learned a lot. Or rather, you guys learned a lot. I already knew a lot of this shit. I actually know a lot about this game. Because I've played through it so many fucking times, and fuck. What I always liked about Morrowind is how you have to kind of piece together the truth. Like, I mean, there's a lot of versions of what exactly happened at Red Mountain. And, you know, one of them is also Dagoth Ur's version, and actually, I kind of believe that his is pretty close to the truth. That the tribunal, that would be Vivek, Almalexi, and Sothasil, betrayed him, and they betrayed him and Nerevar. And they killed Nerevar, and they sealed away Dagoth Ur. And there may have been an agreement between Nerevar and Dagoth Ur that the Horde of Lorkhan was something that Dagoth Ur was watching over to keep it out of anybody's hands. And then Nerevar, he may have sided with the tribunal, actually, and then they betrayed him. So, like, first, you know, Nerevar betrays Dagoth Ur, and then after that, the tribunal betrays Nerevar, and Dagoth Ur is out for revenge. Because they definitely are artificial gods. Almalexia is power mad. Sothasil is just regular mad. Vivek is actually kind of mellow. He's not really a terrible person, so to speak. He does care about his people greatly, but he has done a lot of really questionable things. Boy, a Winged Twilight and a Golden Saint, huh? And Shortblade went up. You know what I mean? Just because these guys are kind of tough, I may want to use the bow here. There's also a flame atronach there. I'm not sure if it sees... Oh, it sees me. Okay. Well, damn. Certainly bringing out the tougher enemies here. Let's repair my armor and heal myself. Hey, now. The fact that I'm a clan friend and I can sleep in any Ashlander bed is good, because I'll need to do that. And to be able to cast Mark here. So we're going to Navani Mace. Who's over here? Let's kip here. Okay. Go ahead. Do you have questions of the Nevergreen prophecies or other questions to ask me? Or do you bring me news of the lost prophecies? That last one? You have these lost prophecies? You will tell me these things over and over until I have them by heart. And then you will tell me what these priests say, what they see in these words. And then you must leave me, hunt, sleep, train, feed, learn the land. I must bring these things into me, and place them before my ancestors, and listen to them, and to the skies and stars of my dreams. And then when the moons have come and gone, return, and I will give you my judgment. So basically she's saying come back in a day, so let's do that. I am ready to give you my judgment. The ancestors and stars have given me clear signs. The lost prophecies leave no doubt. The incarnate shall be an outlander. You, blessed by Azura, must lift the 7 curses of Dagoth-Ur. Prophecy has shown the 7 steps of the Nerevarine path, and I have been chosen as your guide for each step on that path. I will read the signs and show you the way. It is time for you to walk the path of the 7 visions and pass the 7 trials of the 7 visions. You were born on a certain day to uncertain parents, so you have passed the first trial. My dreams show me that you also fulfill the second trial, that neither blight nor age can harm him. The curse of flesh before him flies. I have read the signs, but I cannot understand. Can you explain this to me? So I'll tell her how I got corpus disease and was cured. That you have overcome the curse of flesh is strange enough, but that it should protect you from blight and age is past belief. Yet the signs of my dreams are clear. You have passed the second trial, but the third trial is unfulfilled. The mystery of the third trial is not my secret to share. Go to Sulmatul, the guardian of our cult, and he shall tell you of the third trial. When you have fulfilled the third trial, return to me for guidance on your next steps on the path of the Nerevarine. So let's actually ask her about the third trial anyway. The legend, there is a shrine to Azura called the Cavern of the Incarnate. There are secrets I may not tell you about this cavern. Do not ask. Let's ask about the fourth trial. A Hortator is a war leader chosen when Dunmer great houses must put aside their normal feuds to unite against a common enemy. This has not happened since the Empire invaded our land. Fifth trial. The Ashlanders are sometimes called the Velothi, for the prophet Veloth who guided us to this land many, many centuries ago. And the 4 tribes are the 4 tribes of Vardenfell, the Urshalaku, the Ahamusa, the Zainab, and the Arabanimsim. It would truly be a miracle to unite these 4 tribes who have so long raided and warred with one another. But the Nerevarine must be one who performs miracles. Okay, let's ask about the 6th and 7th. I'm not sure. The tribe unmourned may mean the 6th house, House Dagoth, which was exterminated after the Battle of Red Mountain, but it may also mean the Dwemer, or the dwarves as Westerners call them, and eating sin is doing atonement for another sin. And 7th trial. The cursed false gods must be the tribunal. They are surely false gods, evil sorcerers and necromancers, and they murdered Nerevar so they might set themselves up as gods. Binds the broken must refer to Nerevar's broken promise to the Ashlanders to honor the ways of the spirits and rights of the land. So let's go talk to Sulmatul. He's not exactly far away. Enemies nearby, really? Okay. It's just kind of dark, that's all. He's over here, I believe. You wish to know about the third trial, and I shall tell you. You have entered the path of the Nerevarine. I hate saying that word, it's so hard to say. This is a hard thing to believe, but Nibani Mesa has spoken to me at length of this, and I have had time to consider. Therefore I shall keep my own counsel and set before you my own test. I do not dispute with the wise woman, but their ways are not the ways of the warrior. Many before have tried the path of the Nerevarine, but all have failed the warrior's test. You must have strength, courage, and cunning. These things I would test. Nearby lies Kogarun, the ancient halls of the forgotten house, House Dagoth. In recent time, creatures of the Blight have come to dwell there. I myself went there with some brave hunters and came back again, but it was a bad place, and I am ashamed to say I was afraid, for myself and my men. If you would have for me the secret of the third trial, the caverns dark where Azura's eye sees, you will first bring me 3 tokens from dark Kogarun. The first token is corpus weepings from a corpus beast, to show that you are proof against the disease's corruption. The second token is a cup with the mark of House Dagoth, for I have myself seen such cups there, and will know you have seen with your eyes what I have seen with mine. The third token is the shadow shield, which lies in the tomb of Dagoth Morin, in the lava tunnels deep beneath ruined Kogarun. Bring these 3 things to me, and I will tell you the secret of the third test. And where's Kogarun? Kogarun was an ancient Dunmer stronghold. Here, let me mark it on your map. Go by day in good weather, or you may miss your way. Follow the coast east from Urshalaku Camp to the ruined Dunmer stronghold called Valenvarian. Then turn southwest. You'll see Ebernanit, a ruined Daedric shrine. Continue south from Ebernanit to Kogarun, a great table of stone with many ruined buildings. There are many rooms. The passages are old and deep. Beneath are caves with pools of fire. It is a bad place. go prepared. So you can get Corpus Weepings and Dagoth Cups from anywhere, but the Shadow Shield is only found there, so we do have to go there. 1 second. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to end the video here. So I'll see you guys real soon with more Morrowind, and we will go to Clover Run.